through here. Make sure you hit that like button when you come through here. Already. Let some of y'all come through here real quick. Make sure you hit that like button when you come through here. You already know what it is, baby. You already know it's about to go down. H-time. Well, y'all probably can't see it. Let me do it. Let me do it a little bit better for you. You know what I'm saying? What's the deal? Make sure y'all hitting that like button when y'all come through here. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Make sure you're hitting that like button when you come through here. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. You see what it is? H-time. You know what I'm saying? H-time. You already know what it is, man. Make sure you hit that like button when you come through here. Make sure you hit that like button. Already. Let some more of y'all come through here real quick. I hope you're right. I hope you're right. I absolutely hope you're right. Hope you're right. I hope you're right. What's the deal? What's the deal? What is the deal? You know what I'm saying? You already know what it is. You already know what we here to talk about. So, the Houston Texans versus the Tennessee Titans. The Houston Texans are going to bring in the Tennessee Titans this Sunday. By the way, your boy gonna be in the building, so make sure y'all in the building because your boy and the rest of the round table, we gonna be in the building. Me, my boy Honcho, my boy Wise, my boy Tenny, my boy Ray, my boy Hector, my boy Swisher. We gonna be in the building. So make sure y'all be in the building because we gonna be in the building. So make sure y'all gonna be in the building because we gonna be in the building. Make sure y'all gonna be we gonna be in the building. You already know what's up. But like I said though, man, so Houston Texans versus Tennessee Titans going down on Sunday. It's a very crucial, very pivotal game. Very crucial, very pivotal game for the for the playoffs. I mean, Texans got to win. Like I've been saying since really since we lost to the Jets, but even more so after we lost to Cleveland on Christmas Eve, that we've used all our equity. We maxed out all our credit cards. We went over our budget. We spent everything that we was able to spend. We cannot afford any more losses if we want to make the playoffs. So you have to win these last two games. So like this, you got you home against the Tennessee Titans. You going to Indianapolis next week. Indy is home against Vegas, and then they host the Houston Texans. The Jags are host the Carolina Panthers without Trevor Lawrence, by the way, and then they got to go to Tennessee the last game of the season. So there's a strong chance that the Houston Texans there's a strong chance that the Houston Texans, if they handle their business, they possibly can win the division. So, but you got to handle your business first. They handle their business again. They win these last two games, no matter what happens around the NFL. The Houston Texans go into the playoffs, no matter what. No matter what, 7th seed, 6th seed, whatever. No matter what happens around the NFL, the Houston Texans win these last two games. The Houston Texans definitely will go into the playoffs. Now, if Jacksonville loses to the Carolina Panthers or end up losing to the Tennessee Titans the last week of the season, the Houston Texans win the division and will be hosting the playoff game. So Sunday won't be the last game at NRG Stadium if that so to happen. But the Houston Texans got to win. They got to win to keep that. They keep that Buffalo. The Houston Texans got to win. What's up, Mr. Titan? What's up, bro? What's good with you, bro? I know you are tuned in. You are tuned in. Shout out to my boy, Mr. Titan, out there doing. He does Tennessee Titans content for the Tennessee Titans. Shout out to that boy, Mr. Titan. I see you up in here. I know you are tuned in on Sunday. Yeah, I know you're gonna be tuned. I know you're gonna be tuned in on Sunday, bro. But shout out to Mr. Titan though. But make sure you hit that like button. I see more people that jumped in here, but the lights ain't going on, man. Make sure you hit that like button now. Come on now. Come on with it. Come on with it. Make sure you hit that like button. So this is the thing. This is the thing right here when it comes to Sunday's game. Again, the Texans got handled business like again. We defeated the Tennessee Titans 2 weeks ago in Tennessee, 19-16 in overtime with Paul Keenum. There was a lot of opportunities in that game. Remember, the Titans drove down to the first drive of the game, scored a touchdown, and then really after that, the Texans were able to stall them out. Outside Case Keenum throwing that pick six, they weren't able to move the offense. They weren't able to move the football against the Houston Texans. Now, same thing with the Texans. The Texans were fortunate, because Case Keenum could have threw several picks in that game, and was not able to come away with. We just luckily they didn't come away with it. They thought he threw that one. The Dalton Schultz was able to take away from ADB. The other one that he threw, he was trying to throw it to Xavier Hutchinson, and that was almost a pick six. Then there was another one too in the middle of the field that he threw. That almost was a pick. So it was a lot of opportunities in that game. But same thing for Houston Texans. Houston Texans also had a lot of opportunities as well. You had 6 pass deflections. One was an interception, and the other 5 were just straight up pass deflections. And out of those could have been some more interceptions. I mean, you had Steven Nelson. He had an interception. He had another pass deflection. Stingley had 2 pass deflections. One should have been a pick on Hopkins. He just wasn't able to locate the ball quick enough. There was another one right before overtime with what's his name? Jalen Petrie. Jalen Petrie made a good pass deflection that should have been interception. He basically just dropped it. And then the one in overtime with Desmond King should have had an interception, but when he tried to catch the ball in his hand, and was trying to secure the football. That's what I'm looking for. Trying to secure the football. The receiver was able to pluck it about the air and able to come up with the reception. So that could have been an interception as well. Again, this team, especially with Will Levis, because it looks like Will Levis is going to be back against Houston Texans on Sunday. Will Levis throws the football up there. He puts the ball in the field of play. He puts the football out there in the field to play. So you got to come away with the football. Stingley had interceptions last week against Joe Burrow. Not against Joe Burrow. Had interceptions last week against Joe Flacco. He's had 5 interceptions on the season. He's 2 away from tying the Texans record. The Texans record is 7 interceptions in the season. He's 2 away from tying the Texans record. If he catches another interception this season, if he catches 2 more this season, he'll tie the franchise record for the most interceptions in the season. Still with 2 games left to go. With some quarterbacks that will put the football up in there, especially a guy like Will Levis, because they like to throw the 50-50 football. They like to throw 50. That's the reason why he threw 4 touchdowns in his first game out there. That's why he throws the type of touchdowns he throws, because, hey, you might throw 4 touchdowns. You also might throw 4 picks. We want to know if you can play football. That's what we want. We want to know, can you play football? We already know this season ain't finna go nowhere. The season's not about to go nowhere. So we need to know, can you play football at this point? Can you play football on this level? Or do we need to go forward and actually get a franchise quarterback? So they allow him, hey, we're gonna let you do whatever it is you want to do. Just go out there and throw football up. And like I said, that's something that Hopkins been asking for when he came into the league. So he's just throwing the football up in the air, throwing those 50-50 balls like they do in college, especially like they do in Clemson. You receiver come away with it, but also the defender come away with it. We see the game against us that even though we only get 1 interception, we got our hands on a lot of footballs, and we made a lot of bad plays. And then one should have been an interception that the receiver was able to take away from the corner. It kind of worked in their favor. Like I said, the interception on Steven Nelson, the Steven Nelson guy worked against them, and then the other pass deflections obviously worked against them. So there's plays to be made with the secondary. So we need Darius Stingley, and we need the rest of you guys in the secondary. Jalen Petrie, it'd be happy for you time to show up. I mean, you've been benched last week, and it looked like you're going to start again this week. We brought back Kareem Jackson. He coming back. So we should be able to get the hand on the football. We should be able to get our hands on some of these footballs out here and able to make some plays and give the football back to C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud coming back, finally making his return after missing the last 2 games. You know this kid is hungry. If you go back and watch his press conference, you can tell that he's been chopping at the bit to get back out here and play football. He's been chopping at the bit, ready to come back out here and play football. He's been wanting to play football for the last couple of weeks. It has been eating at him that he hasn't been able to play football. It's been sitting here eating at him and nurking him that he has not been able to play football. He wants to get back to the point where he can actually sit back and play some football. And again, now we're playing a meaningful football. The last home game of the season for the regular season. Last home regular season. I'm going to keep on stressing it because I don't believe it's actually the last home game of the season, because I do believe the Texans will end up winning the division. So I'm going to keep saying it's the last home game of the regular season. Last regular season home game. So it's the last regular season home game. It's the last time that we're guaranteed a game at NRG Stadium to this point. It's the last time we're guaranteed a game to this point as it stands right now. Last time we guaranteed a home game. So we go out there and be loud. And I think C.J. Stroud doesn't take that lightly. And also another thing too, I think that Tank Dell is going to be the home team captain or H-Town captain of the game. You already know they're gonna be rocking. You already know they're gonna be juiced up, just like they was juiced up with JJ Watt, the JJ Watt ceremony, the JJ Watt ceremony. He was out there. He was the home field captain for that game. They was juiced up for J.J. Watt. They gonna be juiced up for Tank Dell. You already know he is. That's their brother. They gonna be ready. They gonna be ready. They gonna be go out there ready for Tank Dell and be out there ready to put out a great performance for him, especially on the offensive side of the football. CJ gonna be throwing the football all over the yard. Nico Collins has 1,000 yards. I think if last time I checked, I think he's 15th in the league, 15th to 16th in the league in receiving yards. Has a chance, opportunity to end up top 10 in receiving yards. So they're going to be ready to play some football. He got 7 touchdowns, all of them at NRG Stadium, by the way, because he ended up having a touchdown last week. So again, last home game of the regular season. So because of that, because of the last home game of the regular season, it's time for Nico Collins to go out there and ball again. You got CJ Stroud back. I think that I feel like that Nico Collins probably gonna have a very productive game. I feel like Nico Collins gonna have a 100 yard plus touchdown game. 100 plus yards, have a touchdown, possibly even 2 touchdowns in Sunday's game. That's why I feel like this was going to happen in Sunday's game, and I feel like the Texans are going to show some things offensively. And again, I need the defense to make sure they give the football back. And we see in the last game, we were able to finally shut down Derrick Henry, a guy who's getting 200 yards easily on the Houston Texans for the last couple of years. I think they put up a stat like 4 of the last 5 games, he had 1,000 yards. 4 of the last 5 games, he had 200 yards against Houston Texans. Going up into that last game, and like in the last 5 games, he had like 1,000 and it was like 1,050 some yards and 10 touchdowns in a 5-game span. 5 games had 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns in a 5-game span, bro. 5 games, 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns. That's absurd. That's crazy. Like, if he would have played the Houston Texans 5 times in the season, 5 times in the season, going up until last week, up to last game, you still had 12 games left to go to the season to get 1,000 yards to break the rushing record. Like, he still had 12 games to break the rushing record. He still had an opportunity to rush for like 25 to 3,000 yards. Like, that's how crazy, absurd, and 10 touchdowns. So we talk about a guy who could have rushed for like, if he would play the Texans 5 times in a season, we talk about a guy who get 2,000 yards and like 30 touchdowns, 25 touchdowns. That's crazy. That's crazy. So luckily, and the Houston Texans shoved down to what, like 9 yards last game? Like 9 yards off of 16 carries. I think that was the first time in NFL history that a player had over 25 touches and less than 20 yards. Cause I think he had like 25 total touches and had less than 20 yards. That was like the first time in NFL history that that's happened. So you gotta find again. The Texans got a very good run defense. Like the Texas run defense is like 6th. If I'm not mistaken, they allow less than 100 yards a game, and then they second in rushes per attempt. They will allow a ball carrier to get like 3 yards to get 3 yards per carry. So the Texas run defense is a very legitimate run defense, and we need the pass defense step up. See, that's really mostly where it's going towards, is that we give up a lot of passing yards. And again, Derek Stingley, even though he's gotten 5 interceptions, Derek Stingley got caught on a couple times last week by Amari Cooper. They had that 1 touchdown he had. It was 1 like toe grab that he had on the sideline. He caught on Derek Stingley as well. So we got to make sure that we're able to cover a little bit more. That he's able to take the football away. Which is very, very key and crucial. We need that, especially last week. We need it for the last 2 weeks. The last 2 weeks, we need to score on defense more so than just take away the ball. We need to score on defense. So we gotta find a way to take away the football. We need to take away the football and give the football back and give extra possessions back to CJ Stroud. That's what we're looking at right now. We need to give extra possessions back to CJ Stroud. And also, it seems like we have a better running lane and opportunity when it comes with Devin Singletary and Dameon Pierce. Because we see Dameon Pierce take a step back, like him saying, like he said after the game, and some things that he needs to work on in the offseason to actually fit the system a little bit better. And he can't work on those things until the offseason. So I'm going to step back, let Singletary take over, and what I'm going to do is, whatever it is I need to do, coach. If it's kickoff return, if it's punt return, if it's kickoff, punts, if it's field goal units, whatever it is I need to do to help out the team, I'm gonna do that. Whatever it is I need to do, scout team, whatever it is I need to do to help out the team the best way I can as it stands right now, I'm willing to do it, and I'm glad that he was that unselfish. And I think that we see how Singletary looked, especially the last couple of weeks. And again, we see this way back when David Pierce got hurt, and we went up against Cincinnati, and Singletary won AFC Player of the Week with 150 yards and a touchdown. And then followed up the following week with 112 yards. I think he had a touchdown that game too. Like, we seen this guy play well. We seen this guy play extremely well. And the guy is not that far off from getting 1,000 yards. I think he's less than 200 yards away, or right at 200 yards away from 1,000 yards. So we're talking about a guy that fits the system very well. And now they're going to be playing the pass now to number 7 back. Even though Tank Dell not there, it don't matter. Number 7 back, they're going to be playing the pass. So you be able to catch them off guard a couple times with a couple quick runs and things like that with Singletary. So you got to make sure you give the football to Singletary. Don't try to be cute. Don't try to be fancy. Don't try to be cute. Don't try to be fancy. Give the football to Singletary and allow Singletary to make some plays and let him run the football and allow him to make some plays. So that's what I think the Texas game plan should be, is not do anything too cute. Just play that game. Honestly. There's really not, like, if you play your game, the Houston Texans should be able to beat the Tennessee Titans. Come out there and play your game. If you come out there and play your game, you should be able to go out there and handle business. Because right now, this is it. This is it. The time, no, there's no time to play. There's no extra. This is it right here, right now. You have to find a way to win this game in these last 2 games and get yourself to the playoffs. Because I don't want to hear that. Well, you know what? We had a good season. Man, we had a good season. What nobody expected like 3. We were expecting like 3 or 4 wins. We wasn't expecting nothing like that. We got 8 wins. We got 9 wins. I mean, I want to go to the playoffs. What nobody thinking about playoffs going to the season? I was thinking about the playoffs going into the season. I was. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was. I wasn't that. I was thinking about the playoffs legitimately. I legitimately thought about the playoffs this season. I did. Because I knew that the AFC South would be up for grabs. Most important. It's like the rest of the AFC being the way it is, like Kansas City not looking like Kansas City, and Baltimore, even though they're the best team as it stands right now, they still have flaws. And the same thing with Miami and Buffalo, the way they've been playing, and Joe Burrow not being there for the Cincinnati Bengals, and Kenny Pickett or whatever the situation is going on in Pittsburgh. All Deshaun Watson not playing the full season for the Cleveland Browns. All these other things, all these other things make it even more easier to look at the playoffs. But even without all of that, I always thought the playoffs were on the table throughout the whole season for the Texans, going into the season for the Texans, because of the AFC South. Because I already know whoever wins the division is guaranteed not only to make the playoffs, but they host a playoff game. They have a playoff game. They host a playoff game. Whoever wins the division hosts a playoff game. And I looked at this AFC South and I'm like, this division is winnable. Because I didn't care what anybody thought or felt about the Jacksonville Jaguars coming into the season. I knew that they were capable of not being a good football team. And capable of, I know they want to play up. They went to the playoffs last year. They won a playoff game. They played against the choking Chargers. Let's keep it all the way above. Let's keep it all the way 100. They were playing against the choking Chargers, and Trevor Lawrence threw 4 picks in the first half, and luckily won the game. And then the only reason why the Kansas City game was close was because Patrick Mahomes got hurt, got his ankle rolled up in the first quarter, the second quarter, something like that. Got his ankle rolled up in, and he was playing basically on one leg throughout the rest of that game. That's the only reason why that game was even as remotely as close as it actually was. But I knew that the Jacksonville Jaguars wasn't that type of team. I knew the Jacksonville Jaguars wasn't that type of team to go out there and be that dominant and go to the playoffs year after year and make compete. I see some people had the Jacksonville Jaguars as the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Kansas City Chiefs. Both of those teams played in the AFC Championship game, and I knew that wasn't gonna happen at all. I knew that wasn't gonna happen at all. I knew off top that wasn't gonna happen. I knew off top that wasn't gonna happen, mostly because of Jacksonville. You know, I have my questions about Kansas City, but I more so question Jacksonville in that equation. And again, as we sit here 2 weeks left to go in the season, the AFC South is wide open. Anybody can take it. From the Jags, if they win all the way out, or if the Jags lose a game, it's out of the Texans, the Colts, whoever went out, they can grab it. Like everybody outside the Titans are actually able to go out there and win the AFC South between the Texans, the Colts, and the Jags. So that's why playoffs was always on my mind. Playoffs was always on my mind even before the season started. I had aspirations of making the playoffs. So I thought with that, oh man, I wouldn't expect to make the playoffs no way. So hey, us being in this position is cherry on the top. It's house money. Us being in this position, we should be good. Should be thankful. No, we shouldn't. No, we shouldn't. We should. It's okay to expect more out of your franchise. It's okay for that. It is. It's definitely okay, especially what you've seen throughout the first 15 weeks of the season. What we've watched throughout the first 15 games of the Houston Texans season this year, what we see with our own eyes, and really, but forget that. Forget the last 3 weeks. Forget the last 3 weeks. So the first 12 games of the season, what we see for the first 12 games of the season, hey, this team not only is a playoff team, this team actually can make some real noise in the playoffs. This team can make an actual real run in the playoffs. It can make a real run in the playoffs. And I see more people jumping here. Make sure that like button, man. I see more people coming here, but the lights are going on. Make sure that like button. What y'all need to? What we need to win our division, all we gotta do is win out, and we need the Jacksonville Jaguars to lose a game. Jacksonville lose 1 or 2 games against Carolina. Hopefully, they lose against Carolina. Hopefully, because I think if they lose against Carolina this week, and the Texans and the Colts both win this week, that Texan Colt game is going to be a primetime game. Either it's going to be a Saturday night game or it's going to be a Sunday night game. It's going to be one of the two type of game. It's going to be flexed to a primetime game, because then it means the winner of the Texans and the Colts goes to wins the AFC South. The winner of the Texans Colts wins the AFC South. So I want Carolina. Especially now that Trevor Lawrence is not playing. Hopefully Carolina can win that game and beat the Jacksonville Jaguars. And the Texans and the Colts both take care of their business on Sunday. And the Texans beat the Colts. And the Texans beat the Colts, but the Texans beat the Titans on Sunday, and then the Colts beat Vegas on Sunday. Then both teams are sitting up there. Will go into their last game of the season. It'll be flexed into a primetime game, a primetime situation. I preferred it to be a primetime game in Houston, but I digress. A primetime game inside a primetime game in Indianapolis will be okay. A primetime game, and then that game right there will be for the AFC South. And it'll be the first time that the Texans will have a winner-take-all type of game. Because, it's games that the Texans have won the AFC South by beating, like, in 2012, the Texans had beat the Colts, like, with 2 games left to go in the season, and won their division that week. But, because they had beat the Colts with 3 weeks left, but that wasn't the winner take all, because you still had other games left to go in the season. I know in 2018, the Texans had beat the Jags on the last game of the season, and that gave them the win the division. But again, Jacksonville wasn't trying to win the division. It was either the Texans or the Colts, because the Texans would have lost that game, and the Colts would have won. Whoever game they was playing must have been against the Titans. The Colts would have won the division. So it wasn't a winner take all, because you wasn't facing the team that would be winning the division. You're just facing another team in your division. Same thing what happened to the Texans back in 2015. in 2015. Same thing happened with the Texans in 2015. Texans beat Jacksonville Jaguars on the last game of the season in 2015, and that game right there, again, it didn't. It won the Texans the division, but it wasn't a winner take all because you were playing against the Jacksonville Jaguars again in that game too, and Jacksonville wasn't trying to win the division. Even though you beat Jacksonville, that didn't win you the division just because you beat Jacksonville. I mean, it won the division because you beat Jacksonville, but Jacksonville wasn't in contention of the division. If the Texans if the Texans and the Colts both win on Sunday and Jags lose on Sunday, then that last game of the season next week, next Sunday, will be winner take all, and that'll be the first time. That'll be the first time that the Texans will be in a winner take all situation. The Texans have never been in a winner take all situation. We've always been. Either we win and we win, we win and we get the playoffs, we win the division, but the team we play against either not in our division or in our conference, like when we beat the Cincinnati Bengals in 2011, or we beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 2019. Like those teams weren't in our division or in our conference, so we beat them and won the division, but they had no benefit. I mean, outside a win game, obviously, they had no benefit on that. And the same thing the couple of years with the two times you played Jacksonville and you won the division on the last game of the season against Jacksonville. Yeah, you beat Jacksonville. Both those teams are in your division, but those did even if you had lost those games. I think even the 2014, the one 2014, even if the Texans would have lost, the Texans still would have won their division because other stuff happened around them. I think like the Titans lost or something like that, or the Colts lost, whoever. Yeah, I think it was the Colts. The Colts had lost, and because the Colts had lost, the Texans still going to win their division, even if they would have beat, even if they would have lost to Jacksonville in that game, the Texans still would have won their division. So that was the winner-take-all situation. This will be a complete winner-take-all. Winner of this game wins the AFC South. Winner of this game will win the AFC South. That's the type of situation that could be potentially set up if the Houston Texans and the Colts take care of their business on Sunday and Jacksonville loses on Sunday as well. What's up, Chris? Man, shout out to that boy Chris, man. What's good, bro? You think we'll be 4 players away from the 4th seed next year? First seed next year. Hey, you might be right. I don't even know about 4 players. I don't even know about 4 players, bro. Like I think maybe like 2. Like you get you a number 1 receiver, and you get you another impact player in the secondary, like another impact. Because you need somebody to make up for Jalen Petrie. You need somebody to make up for Jalen Petrie from the safety position. You need another safety to make up for Jalen Petrie. So impact safety and a number 1 wide receiver, and then possibly like you say, like maybe like a running back, like a running back, like a pure workhorse running back. You're probably right. We probably are, especially because again, even though I don't expect the AFC to be this wide open next year, but I do believe that some of these teams that's in this division, some of these teams in this conference, I think the Texans, as the Texans get better, they're going to be able to exploit some of these mismatches. And I feel like there's mismatches out there, and they'll be able to. I think they'll be able to exploit a couple of mismatches. I do. I think they'll be able to exploit a couple of mismatches. No, we need D linemen. Oh, bro, did you not see our run defense? Like our front 7 2 weeks ago against the Tennessee Titans got 7 sacks without Willie Anderson. And Willie Anderson coming back this week too, because he practiced today. I don't know if y'all know this, but Willie Anderson practiced today. Like, I don't know. I mean, I'm not opposed of getting the D lineman. But I'm not saying the D lineman is just a spot. I think a bona fide need right now is a bona fide number 1 receiver. That's something we don't have. Even when Tate Dale comes back, even when and I love Tate Dale. Even when Tate Dale comes back, I don't know if Tate Dale is a strictly number 1 bona fide type of receiver. I know people want to keep on giving Nico. Nico can't get separation, bro. Nico cannot get separation at all. Nico cannot get consistent separation. Nico is not consistent enough. He good at NRG Stadium. Anytime we play anywhere else, he's non-existent. Anytime we play anywhere else, he's non-existent. He does not exist. Anytime Nico Collins plays in another stadium, he's non-existent. He's legit at NRG Stadium. And again, we be talking about Nico. Nico's had 4 good games. now, don't get me wrong. A couple of those 4 games was massive. I mean, you had one game against the Broncos. We only had 200 yards. I had like 191. The game against Pittsburgh, he had 2 touchdowns, like 160 or 170 or something like that. He had the like 140 yard game against the Colts in the second game of the season, and he had a 100-yard game against Jacksonville on Bowery Sunday. That's really it. That's really it. Those are really the 4 games. And outside of the Pittsburgh game and the Broncos game, they were good, decent games. Like, you 100 yards and a touchdown. I'm not sneezing at that. But yeah, like his 2 most productive games is that Pittsburgh game. He had 2 touchdowns, like 170-some yards. And then the game against Denver, a touchdown and 191 yards, almost 20-yard games. Though those 2 games was massive. But that's the bulk of his production. It's right there. The bulk of his production come in those 4 games. Those 400-yard games. I think in those 400-yard games, I think he's racked up over 600 yards in those 4 games. Again, that's crazy production. Don't get me wrong. That's crazy production in those games, in those moments. I'm not disputing or sneezing at that at all. But what I am saying though, is even though you get 600 yards in 4 games, I'm not sneezing at that. But that's 600 yards and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, and 6 touchdowns. So in a 4-game span, you got 600 yards and 6 touchdowns in a 4-game span. That's crazy. That's good. Well, actually 5 touchdowns because you got a touchdown against Cleveland for a 7 touchdown. You also had a touchdown against Tampa Bay. I think he really had a good game against Tampa Bay. He just had a touchdown in that game. So in a 4-game span, you got 600 yards and 5 touchdowns in a 4-game span, which is good, crazy, good, phenomenal work. But the rest of your season, you barely have 1,000 yards, and you got 600 of your yards in 4 games. What have you done for the rest of the season? You played 15 games. Well, I'll take that back. We played 15 games as a team. He's missed, 2 games? Basically 3. I'll give him missed 3 games. So, 12 games. So, 12 games. Out of 12 games, 4 of those games, you've been productive enough to get 600 yards. Okay, cool. 8 games left. Out of those 8 games, you got 400 yards. It's 50 yards a game. Think about that. That's 50 yards a game. That's what he's been doing. He's got 50 yards. He's got 50. And outside of the 4 games that he's balled in, he's got 50 yards in other games and 2 touchdowns. He's averaged 50 yards a game in those games. He has 400 yards and 2 touchdowns in 8 games. In the other 4, he had 600 yards and 5 touchdowns. That's where his production comes in. That's not consistent enough. That's not consistent enough being the number 1 receiver. Again, you're gonna have your game here and there when you don't play well. But we talking about 8 games worth, and not to mention you have yet to play a full season. Like that's what we always get on Will Fuller about, not playing the full season. Like not playing the full season. Like Nico's not playing full season his rookie year, last year, or this year. Not playing full season. And he doesn't get consistent separation. He's not consistent enough to be a number 1 receiver. He's a solid number 2, a great number 3, solid number 2, but he's not a consistent enough to be a number 1 bona fide receiver. And I feel like that's what the Houston Texans are going to be looking and targeting next year. they're going that's one of the main pieces that you gotta add is a bona fide number one receiver. If it's Mike Evans, if it's Brandon Ayuk, if it's Mike Evans, if it's Brandon Ayuk, if it's possibly trade for Justin Jefferson, if it's making the way to get T. Higgins, something of those lines, able to get one of these other receivers, or is it drafting a receiver? Is it getting Keon Coleman out of Florida State? Is it getting Romo out of Washington? Is it getting Malik Neighbors out of LSU? Is it getting Xavier Legend out of South Carolina? Xavier Worthy out of UT. If it's getting Ibuka out of Ohio State, you know what I'm saying? Is it getting one of these guys? I don't know. Is you able to get? Are you able to get one of these guys via trade, via free agency, or via the draft? Are you gonna be able to get one of these guys? I don't know if you can, but that's gonna be the way you bolster up and move up and get bolster up and move up with this offense and add a bona fide number one receiver. That's the way you're gonna do it. You're gonna have to target some of these guys. You're gonna probably have to spend some money or possibly spend some draft capital. Either way it goes. Sometimes you might do both. Like in the case of IU, you have to do both. IU and Justin Jefferson, you have to do both. You have to spend draft capital and you have to pay for it. T. Higgins is probably just being paid. You're probably just gonna be paying for T. Higgins. Same thing with Mike Evans. Mike Evans will be a free agent. You're gonna be paying for Mike Evans. Trade to get or just using straight draft capital to draft a receiver out of college as it stands right now. That's what you're going to be doing. What's the other guy out of Texas? What's his name? Amari, something like that. Like Ahmad, something like that. You got to go out there and get one of those type of guys. You have to go out there and get one of those type of guys and have to add them and bolster up this receiving unit with Nico Collins and Tank Dell. Because again, when it comes to Mechie, when it comes to Xavier Hutchinson, I don't really know about those guys. I don't know how much of the plan going forward, especially so. I think Hutchinson got a little bit more leeway. When it comes to Mechie, I don't know how much longer Mechie gonna be on this roster. Honestly, we'll see. Because we still got 2 weeks left to go of the regular season, not to mention also the playoffs. I don't know how much longer we gonna see I don't know how much longer we're gonna see John Mechie. I don't. I don't know how much longer we're gonna see John Mechie. I'm not saying he's not gonna be here next year. I think he's gonna be here next year. But after 2024, I don't know how much more we're going to see of him. I don't know how much we're going to see of him next year. But I'm just saying, I think time, especially you start adding receivers, time is going to be starting to weigh a little bit thin on these other guys. And you might not see Mechie or Xavier Hutchinson past 2024. You might not. I'll take that as you will. But you might not see these guys past 2024, honestly. You just might not. You might not. I don't know. You just might not. You might not see these guys past 2024. I'm just being real with you. Just being real. You might not see these guys past 2024. I understand he was a second round pick. I get you. Understand that. I understand he was a second round pick. I understand he was a second round pick. So it was what you call it too. What's his name? We got from TSU. Ross. What's his last name? Ross? From Houston. He was from Houston. D that we got from TCU. I know that was Bill O'Brien's draft pick, but we got rid of him the following year. Like, yeah, I mean, I get you. I understand. Yeah, he's a second round pick, and you expect him not to be moved, but we'll be in year 3 next year. Ross Blacklock. Yeah, Ross Blacklock. Yeah. Going forward. I'm not saying we're going to get rid of him now. And I'm not even saying we're going to get rid of him next year. I'm just saying past 2024, I would not be surprised if we don't see much or any Xavier Hutchinson or John Mechie. Because when you start adding, we talk about adding receivers in here. Like if they go out there and they draft, they go out there and trade for Brandon Ayuk, or trade for Justin Jefferson or sign T. Higgins or sign Mike Evans, and then you go out there and you draft a Keon Coleman or Malik Davis or Romo or Xavier Legend or Xavier Worthy or Abuka or the guy Mari, other guy at Texas, and then the other guy out of Oregon too. You start drafting some of those guys in the first or second round, and if you also decide to spend money, because there's a way that you can possibly bring in Mike Evans on a cheap deal, and then still keep your draft capital and still go out there and draft a receiver with the first pick of the draft. And you talk about bringing in those two receivers, or one of those two, if not those two receivers. Then you also got Tank Dell and Nico Collins coming back, because Nico not going nowhere after 1,000 yards, and we already know that Tank Dell, as it stands right now, is CJ's favorite target. So you talk about adding in those type of caliber guys. Where's the room for Mechie and Hudson outside being depth? That's their only room is depth. And then once they're being depth, and then once we start getting closer to the other seasons and closer to the season, and we got to make some other roster moves because you need another kicker, or you need another edge rusher, or you need an extra linebacker, you need some other help in the safety department, you need some other help in the corners and things like that. You need another offensive lineman because the offensive lineman went down, whatever the case may be. You need to help find another running back because the running back going down, or you start paying some of these other guys. What you gonna do to cut back room? Ain't gonna be the free agent you just signed or traded for. Ain't gonna be the first round pick. Ain't gonna be the productive receiver you had Nico Collins or Tank Dell. It's gonna be Allen Hutchinson or Xavier Hutchinson or Mechie, unless they do something to change. Again, that's why I said you still got 2 weeks left to go this season. You still got the playoffs, and then you still got all of next year to actually change that mindset and change that opinion. But unless you do, I would be surprised, because we constantly put those guys out there and all they do is block, bro. That's all they do. We constantly put those guys out there and all they do is block. All they do is block. That's all they do is block. That's all they do. We might run a jet sweep with Xavier Hutchinson. But that's really it. Now since Tankers went down, he's getting a couple more targets. Nico was down for a couple games. He got a couple more targets. Mechie gets 1 target a game. Well, maybe 2 targets, 1 catch a whole game. And then after that, it's like he gets sit down. It's like he gets his quarter. Like, okay, yeah, you got your quarter catch for the day. Go ahead, sit down. Like we met your quarter of guaranteeing you to get a catch. So we on pace for you to have 25 catches in the season. We just need you to get that 25 catch. We just need you to get that. That's what we need. That's what we need. I don't see why you say like cut Hutchinson and keep Mechie. Hutchinson's been more productive as it stands so far. We see more production out of Xavier. We see more production out of Xavier Hutchinson than we have Mechie. We have in the receiving game. That maybe in the blocking game, that's different again. That's what they be utilized as. We use them as blockers. They block all the time. At first, we gave them a pass because, the offensive line was in shambles. You had a whole bunch of injuries and stuff like that. So we had max protection. We need extra blockers in max protection. All right, cool. But then after that, after the offensive line start getting healthy and guys start coming back, we're like, okay, now these guys can run some patterns, run some routes, and we're able to catch them and get them in the passing game. Nope, haven't seen it. Haven't seen it. Like we haven't seen it. We didn't cut that boy Sims. Brought him back, cut him again, and brought him back again. And he's had more tips and more catches and more looks than Mechie has, bruh. We throw football more than Sims do. We throw football more to Sims than we do Mechie. We do. We throw the football more than Sims than we do Mechie, bro. We do. It is. It's the facts. We absolutely do. We throw the football to him more. We just do. I hate to say it, but it's the truth. We just do. We throw the football. We look towards Sims more than we do Mechie and Hudson. But I'll give Hudson a penalty. Like cool. At least we use Hudson on the jet sweeps, and we've thrown the football. CJ thrown the football downfield to Hudson that game against Jacksonville on Battle Red Sunday. They was like a 40-yard reception that they threw Hudson. I was extremely excited that Hudson was able to get open and make a play. And I know what was it against the I think it was against the Broncos. Against the Broncos, he tried to get Metch, but him and Metch weren't on the same page, and we thought that maybe they get corrected again. These guys have had opportunities because of guys not being on the field. They have because guys not being on the field. They've had opportunities. Tank has went down twice. Once with a concussion, now also because of his season-ending injury. Same thing with Nico. Nico's went down twice. Nico's missed multiple games this season. On 2 separate occasions, Nico's missed games. Same thing with Noah Brown. Noah Brown has missed time 3 different times. Noah Brown's been taken off the active game day roster 3 separate times this season. 3 separate times this season. 3. And we still have not seen Mechie or Xavier Hudson, for that matter, step up into a bigger role. We haven't. I don't know what it is. I keep saying this. I don't know if they not understand the playbook. They not running good enough routes. They not on chemistry on par with CJ, or they just strictly just can't catch. It's something there's something they're doing in practice or not doing in practice that the receiving coach and Bobby Slowick do not like, and they not put them out there. That's what it is. I'm sorry. That's what it is. That's what it is. That's what it is. One catch in the last 10 games. Exactly. I feel like we should do both. I feel like we should get a veteran receiver in the via free agency, possibly bring back Hop. I don't even know what Hop deal is with Tennessee. I know some people might not want. I think bringing Hop would be a great addition. You can bring back Hop on the cheap deal. Then you go out there, you draft receiver with the first pick of the draft with your first round pick. I think that's gravy. I think that's absolutely gravy right there. Honestly, I think that's superb. I think that's the best way to actually handle it. Honestly. Appreciate that, Mr. Tiny. Talking about he hope we win the AFC South. I appreciate that, bro. Like I said, make sure. Like I said, we gonna be in the building. Soft Sports, we gonna be in the building on Sunday. We gonna pull up. We gonna be in the building on Sunday. Like I said, me, Honcho, Wise, Hector, Teddy, Swisher. We gonna be in the building. So make sure y'all pull up, man. Make sure y'all pull up, man. Make sure y'all pull up, bro. Make sure y'all pull up, bro. Make sure y'all pull up, man. Make sure y'all pull up. If y'all see us, make sure y'all shout us out too. Be like, hey, what's up, bro? What's up, bro? Make sure y'all come to us, shout us out. What's up, man? Cause we gonna be in the building. We gonna be loud and we gonna be rocking, Houston. We got to, cause again, last 2 games I did it. I ain't gonna lie. I was disappointed. The first game, I was disappointed the first game, but I get it. I understood it because you still had trust issues. And I get it, understand it. I was still a little bit disappointed. Man, we got a quarterback, man. We just drafted a quarterback high. We had just drafted a quarterback high. D'Amico runs the head coach. It's the season opener. All this type of things. But again, I understand that you still had your doubts. You really didn't know about D'Amico. You really didn't know about CJ, because a lot of y'all still at this point in time was still Bryce Young only guys, or whatever the case may be. Some of y'all was Sean Payton only guys. So and some of y'all, and y'all know who out there. Y'all know, because there's some of y'all out there that y'all want to give up the 12th pick in the draft to get Sean Payton. Y'all also want to give up the second and the third pick and your number 2 pick and jump up to 1 to take Bryce Young. Some of y'all know this. Some of y'all know who y'all is. I ain't gonna say no names, but y'all know exactly who you is. You know who you is. You know you're foolish. You know you're foolish. But again, you know exactly who you is. But again, some of y'all have your little doubts or whatever. And so I can kind of excuse why y'all wasn't there in the season, the home opener. But that game against Jacksonville on Thanksgiving weekend, that was unexcusable. I'm not going to excuse y'all that. That was the biggest home game of the regular season. I don't want to say in franchise history, because it's not bigger than the first one, obviously. In the past 2023? Yeah, past 10 years. That was the biggest regular season home game since 2010. I mean, since in the last 10 years. It was. Because you win that game, you swept Jacksonville, and you are full-fledged in control of the AFC South. We wouldn't even be talking about these last 2 games if you would have won that game. You wouldn't. We wouldn't, because if the Texans would have won that game back at against Jacksonville, all the Texans had to do was win on Sunday, and they would have clinched the division. The division would have been clinched. It wouldn't even matter what happened against the Indianapolis Colts. You would have clinched the division, because even if you lose to the Colts, you have a better record than the Colts. That's what would have happened if you would have won that game. That's what would have happened if you would have won that game. That's what would happen. You would have clinched the AFC South on Sunday. So the simple fact that the stadium wasn't full, and it was loud. I will give you that. I will give you that. It was loud. It was rocking. It was loud. And I'm like, damn, bro. It's nowhere near 70,000 up in here. It was nowhere near 70,000. I'll say probably, I'd say about 45, maybe. It was a good 20 to 25,000 people short of a full stadium. I was expecting it to be full, or at the very least, you know what I'm saying, like 65, 60. I'm talking about 45,000. About 45,000 people against Jacksonville. About 45,000 against Jacksonville. So, if you gotta be there, bro, like again, so again, imagine like with about 45,000 people, how loud it was. Think like damn, if it really was 70,000 up in here, Jacksonville wouldn't be able to move the football at all offensively, because they kept at the call timeouts, and we got some false starts and we got some offsides on them because how loud we was. Then we could, but they had to call some timeouts. They had some delayed games and stuff like that because it was too loud up in there. Imagine how if it would have been a full 70,000. So we gotta pull up. It's the last home game of the regular season for CJ Stroud. This could potentially be the last time that we see these guys in these uniforms at NRG Stadium. Because y'all do know we get new jerseys, right? Hit, just like a little hit. You know what I'm saying? Like a little hit. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? Just a little hit. Yeah, like a little hit of what's to come in the future. You know what I'm saying? Well, not even just the future. Just in a couple of months. What? March? We'll be. They'll unveil the new jerseys in March. In 3 months, we get new jerseys in 3 months, y'all. I don't know if y'all thought about that. We get new jerseys in 3 months. 3 months we get new jerseys. Y'all see how quick it got the Thanksgiving and Christmas, and we at the end of the year already. 3 months. In 3 months. Oh, don't stress. In 3 months, we talking about we'll be unveiling new jerseys, bro. We'll be unveiling jerseys, like I say, in the March, beginning of April. So in 3 months, bro. In 3 months, like I said, just to give y'all, you know what I'm saying, just give y'all a little taste, a little taste, you know what I'm saying, a little taste of it, you know what I'm saying, just a little taste, to let y'all know a little hint of what's going down. But yeah, just so y'all know, just so y'all get a little hint. So this might be the last time y'all get to see these boys at home in the regular season. This is gonna be the last time y'all get to see them in the regular season at home in these jerseys. Is it? So this is gonna be the last time you get to see them in the regular season in these jerseys. That's why I'm kind of upset that they didn't wear the deep steel, because they didn't wear the deep steel blue jerseys this year. They do the deep steel blue, they wear the blue jerseys and the deep steel blue pants. They didn't do that this year. Like we did the color rush jerseys, the color rush pants, but we wore the red helmets. I want to see. I don't even care about the color rush. I want to see just the regular strict blue jerseys, like the regular plain old regular blue jerseys with the regular plain old blue helmets. I mean, and blue pants. Those have always been my Texas favorite uniforms, always. Cause that's when we used to wear deep blue something. This has always been my favorite unis for Texas. Always my favorite combination. Always been my favorite combination, and we ain't get to see it this year. So hopefully, we win the division and we can win the playoffs, because we did win against the Buffalo Bills in that whole playoff game. We also wore. Did we win against the Colts in that playoff game? No, I don't think we did. We also did. We did wear. I know we won against the Bengals in 2012, and I feel like, and we won against the Kansas City Chiefs in 2014 to 15. In 2015 too, we won against Kansas City Chiefs in 2015. I don't remember if we won against the Raiders in 2016. I don't. I gotta go back. White on white. Hey, white on white. That's my second favorite, bro. Cause I'm a fool. I'm a sucker for white helmets. Everybody that know me know that I'm a sucker for white helmets. Like there's very few white helmets that I don't think is clean. Like the Chargers white helmets is thrown. Like the ones where they had the navy blue, like the navy blue lightning bolt, not the one with the yellow, the one we got the navy blue the navy blue lightning bolt, and they also got one that got a royal blue lightning bolt. That mug is clean too. I ain't gonna lie to you. The one with that royal blue light bulb, lightning bolt is clean. I ain't gonna fake it. I ain't gonna lie. That Oilers one, that the Tires won against us, that's a top helmet. I don't really care about the jersey, honestly. I really don't care less about the jersey, honestly. But that helmet though, that white helmet is clean. Like that white helmet is clean. I ain't gonna fake it. That white helmet is clean. Cleveland white helmet that they wore yesterday. Like a Cleveland white helmet that they wore yesterday. That thing was clean. I ain't gonna lie to you. The one that Cleveland wore yesterday, that helmet was clean too. I ain't gonna fake it. I ain't gonna fake it. The helmet they wore yesterday, that thing was clean. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like I ain't gonna lie to you. The one that Cleveland wore last night, that thing clean. The one that Denver wore, was it Christmas Eve? Yeah, that's a top 5 helmet. The one that Denver wore, that's a top 5 helmet. The one that Denver wore, that's a top 5 helmet. My favorite one, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, is that Dallas Cowboy one. Not the one they wear on Thanksgiving, because the one they wear on Thanksgiving is dull. Like that's ugly. Like the one they wore on Thanksgiving, like it's like those are one of the white helmets that I don't like because it's dull. Because the star, like the star is a dull star. It's just a plain star. But the one that they wore against the Eagles a couple weeks ago when they had played the Eagles on Sunday Night Football, that one was clean because it's their regular star. It's their star with the extra detailed outline of the star. And that helmet was white instead of the Dallas Cowboy normal silver. That one right there, that helmet was clean. That helmet was clean. Like I say, the Oiler one is clean. It's that Cowboy one. There's that Charger one. There's that Oiler one. There's that Denver Bronco one. That one was clean again. They all white helmets. They like all my favorite helmets be white helmets. I'm a sucker for white helmets. What's another one? Who else got a clean white helmet? Who else got a clean white helmet? I don't like the Titans before they changed their helmets. Like the Titans and the Jets, I didn't like their white helmets. I didn't. I didn't like their white helmets. I didn't like the Jets white helmet, and I didn't like the Titans white helmet. Like both of those helmets, because they were playing to me. Like both of those helmets, although they didn't like the three white helmets that I don't like are the Jets, the Titans like old white helmet, the Jets old white helmet, and then also, like I said, the Cowboys Thanksgiving white helmet. I don't like neither one of those helmets. Those helmets were always boring to me. I don't know. They just some boring type of helmets. I don't like those. I just don't. I don't like those helmets. But like I said, that's why. So I know we got all white. And I think also with the new jerseys next year, they also said we got 3 helmets. So I'm assuming. This is what I'm assuming. We're gonna have our deep steel blue helmet. Well, it's gonna be our primary helmet. We're gonna have our primary helmet is gonna be our deep steel blue helmet. We're gonna have we have our battle red helmet. We have our battle red helmet that we've been debuting since last year. And the third one, I feel like it's gonna be a white helmet. And I think what they're gonna do different with that white helmet is that when you see the Texas logo, it's gonna be trimmed in H-Town blue. So you're gonna see this Texas logo, and it's gonna be trimmed in H-Town blue. Because like if you just throw the Texas logo on a white helmet, because on the Texas helmets it's trimmed in white, because you got this little part right here white, the star white, and then the outline trimming is white as well. So to eliminate that, when you're doing the white helmet, you make the trim part blue. That way, this will still be white, and this will still be white, and it doesn't look like you just throwing it on top of a helmet because you're having it trimmed. So I feel like that's what it's gonna do. It's gonna be trimmed. It's gonna be trimmed and outlined in blue. It's gonna be that's what I feel like that helmet's gonna be, because again we've been talking about this all the time. And for all y'all who don't know, let me rephrase and let me let y'all know we have 4 jerseys coming next year, 4 new jerseys, and they said we're gonna have a jersey that has if you like how our jerseys are, it's gonna be one with a minimum change, so it's not nothing really too drastic. Just a slight refresh, just a slight refresh, up to date one. Just slightly refresh up to date. So if you're still a fan of the jerseys that we have, I like the jerseys that we got. I do. I know a lot of people don't. I'm a fan. I like our jerseys. So it's gonna be a slight refresh of the jersey. That's the only thing gonna be different. It's a slight refresh. Then you got another one that's gonna have incorporating the horns, because a lot of people like to say we don't use our horns enough. Like we have our mascot, we have a bull, a toro, whatever. But we don't incorporate. We don't use the horns. So one, we're gonna get we're gonna incorporate and use the horns a little bit more. To whatever capacity, I have no idea, but that's what we're gonna do. And then for somebody who wants a complete overhaul change, something new and different, just a complete change, a drastic change, something that looks completely different. That's what this one. That's the other one. And the third one's gonna be something's gonna be completely different, something that we wouldn't expect, is something completely different. And then what everybody been asking for, H-Time blue. For people who love that H-Time blue, we're gonna have one that pays homage and tribute to the H-Time blue. In what capacity, he didn't specify. I don't think it's going to be a full H-Town blue jersey. I feel like it's probably going to be like a white jersey. Me personally, I think it's going to be like a white jersey. I think it's going to be a white jersey with It's gonna be a white jersey with the numbers. Either the numbers are gonna be blue or the numbers are gonna be trimmed in blue. H, because I feel like it's gonna have, instead of saying Houston or Texas, it's gonna say H Town on the chest. That's gonna be in this blue, and then the names on the back is gonna be in this blue. That's what I feel like is gonna happen. Then like however they do the pants, like the pants might be, the pants might be all white with like you know what I'm saying with the type of stripe or something like that. That's what I feel like. That's what I feel like they gonna do. That's what I feel like they do. I feel like I've been saying this once that came out. I feel like the H Town jersey is going to be a white jersey. And it's probably going to be a white jersey with H Town blue numbers trimmed and H Town blue numbers or Bow Red or Deep Steel blue numbers trimmed in H Town blue, and then it's gonna have H Town written in that H Town blue, and it's gonna have whatever the player's last name is, and trim the H Town blue, and the helmet itself is gonna be all white, and the logo is gonna be trimmed in H Town blue. That's what I've been saying. That's what I feel like it's gonna be. That's what I think it's gonna be. Honestly, don't quote me on this. Well, yeah, you quote me. I don't care. That's my opinion. I could be completely wrong. That's what I feel like they're gonna do. That's what I feel like they're gonna do. And to all the people out there who are Tennessee Titan fans, and all y'all got something to say. Only thing I can tell y'all is it's already been handled. So there's no point of like arguing because I see people be in my comments like with this and also with my jacket. Talking about Amy Adams is gonna sue y'all. And I'm glad you seen this. I'm about to screenshot it and send it to Amy Adams so she can sue y'all. Like y'all know this is already done, right? Like y'all know like all that's already been like handled in court. Like they've done everything that they done. Like the Texans have showed their jersey models to the NFL to Roger Goodell. Roger Goodell went ahead and cleared it, and there's nothing legally that Amy Adams or the Tennessee Titans can or will do because it's already been done. They've already Hannah's already said on numerous occasions that her and Cal that they've already talked to their lawyers and their lawyer all the stuff between their lawyers and Amy Adams lawyers. They've already done what they had to do before we even got before we got to anywhere near this process. They've got the guidelines of what they're allowed to do, and they made their jersey designs or came up with which one they liked off of the basis of what they're allowed to do. They sent it to the NFL. NFL has seen it, stamp of approval, like yeah, this is good to go, and now it's good to go, and we just sit back and waiting on it to be released. It's already been done. There's no suing. Like I guess the only reason why I guess people feel like that because of what happened with U of H and Rice. Only difference with them is because they didn't go through any legal procedures. They just made their jerseys. They didn't go talk to the NFL or anything like that. So I guess that's why they were able to come out and drop some stuff, and then Amy Adams could sue and give them a cease and desist, which I believe is petty. Like, why is you messing with a college team? I guess because they live in Houston. Because, like I said, the Texas Rangers every Sunday wears light blue jerseys with dark blue and red trimming, and nobody says anything. The Texans don't go at them for wearing dark blue and red. Y'all don't go at them for wearing red and light blue. Like nobody messes with them. Nobody messes with Ole Miss. Nobody messes with any of these other teams. But y'all felt the need to come mess with U of H and Rice. And really, most of U of H, Rice is ugly because I think Rice had like a silver helmet. But like U of H is clean. Actually, U of H actually looked better than U of H just looked better than the Oilers one anyway. Like, I like the fact that it said Houston on it. That looked better anyway, in my personal opinion. White with a red face mask could be white with a blue face mask while you playing. Might not be a red face mask. It might be white with a blue face mask while you playing. But red face mask a red face mask probably would bring it out a little bit than a light blue face mask. You might be right about that. You might be right about that. Like another color face mask probably would. You know what I'm saying? Definitely would bring it out a little bit. It definitely would. That's what I was saying about possibly bringing Hot back next year. Like, I mean, me personally, I wouldn't be opposed to it. Me personally, I wouldn't be opposed to bringing back Hop next year. I think you could probably still get some good work out of him. I think you can still get some good work out of him. I mean, does he have 1,000 yards already? I ain't look at Hop's numbers, but I mean, a guy I think he could. If he don't have 1,000 yards, a guy who I think this season it was hovering around 1,200 yards. I think with a quarterback like CJ, if he was on the Texans this year, he could have definitely got 1,500 yards around there, roughly around 13 to 15 yard season. And again, like we've all been saying that he chose wrong by going to Tennessee. One, because like they're a running football team with Derrick Henry, and two, you did not know what's going on with quarterback. But the situation, like I've been saying for the past couple of weeks, is that especially with Will Levis, actually it's the perfect situation for Hop because what they allow Will Levis to do is just throw the football up in the air and give number 50-50 contested balls up in the air. And because you do that, that plays right into Hop's wheelhouse. That's what Hop likes to do. I mean, Andre said there's numerous occasions that Hop, when Hop came in as a rookie, Hop was saying in the middle of the field session, man, why can't you just throw it up? Like, man, just throw it upside and catch it. Like, why can't you just throw it upside and catch it? And like Dre was like, you can't do that in the NFL. You throw it up, it's not gonna come down. Like he throw it up in the air, it's not coming back down. You can't just do that like you do in college. Like it's easy. Like in college, it's a little bit different. Like you know what I'm saying. Like you playing like saying you might be playing against a Division III school, or you know you playing against the 110th best defense in college football, or whatever. Like you playing against lesser competition in high school and college. NFL, we're the best of the best. Straight up, it's the best of the best. There's only 32 teams out there. So starting corners, there's only 64 guys that do what they do at that level at that point in time. It's only 64 guys that do what they do on that level at that point in time. So you can't just throw the football up in the air to them. They gonna catch it. They gonna catch it. And I'm not talking about you. So you can't do that. But the Titans have given that pass to Will Levis because, like, hey, bro, just throw it up. And that's the reason why he threw 3 touchdowns to Hop in his first start. He threw 4 touchdowns in the game. Because he just threw the football up. That's the reason why he was able to come back against Miami Dolphins. He just threw the football up. And I keep on telling people about that Miami Dolphins game, like, because I watched that whole game. The Titans were beating the Dolphins. Like, the Titans, they had this, like, people keep saying the Dolphins did not collapse in that fourth quarter with 3 minutes left to go in the game. The Titans were beating the Dolphins. The Titans had 2 costly mistakes. They fumbled they muffed the punt. Dolphins get the ball in the red zone, score a touchdown. And the following drive, Levis throws a pitch to Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry fumbles the pitch and doesn't hold on to the pitch. The Dolphins get the ball, score again. They score. They up by 2. They up by 2 possessions with 3 minutes left. And you know what the Titans did? Boom, boom, score back to back. And you know what? In 3 minutes, down by 2 possessions. Another part of the story that they never tell y'all, the Titans scored twice in those 3 minutes and gave the Dolphins a minute 30 to score. If the Dolphins a minute some change, a minute 30 to be exact, like a minute 34 to be exact, $1 and some change. And gave them $1 and some change to go out there to take the lead, win the game. After being down with 3 minutes left to go, about 2 possessions, go out there and take the lead and give the team go out there and take the lead and give them $1.30, $1 and some change, $1.34, time left on the clock to go out there and try to win the game, and they couldn't do it. That wasn't the Dolphins imploding or collapsing or choking. It just got beat. It was the Titans that somewhat collapsed that made a close game. Because it should have been the Titans should have won that game early on by. They should have won that game early on. I mean, they threw a pick six early in the game or a fumble six. I know Will Levis had lost the football, and that's how the Dolphins got their first points. Now, some of that does go with Tyreek Hill missing it, not finishing the game. I know that is strongly a contributing factor, but I'm just saying though, like they like to throw the football up. I'm saying all that to be said. They like to throw the football up in the air, so the balls will be put in play, like I've been saying before, and that's the reason why Hop. This is a good situation for Hop. Kind of, sort of, because of how it turned out. It turned out to be a good situation. It really was at the beginning, but it turned out to be a good situation. The way that Will Levis throws the football up in the air and puts the football in the field of play and allow Hopkins to make plays with the football. So it ended up being good for him. It did. It really did. But I would definitely love the Hop. You add Hop to this team, and you go out there again. But you don't stop there. Like, don't let Hop or Mike Evans be your answer to the receiving. Like I've been saying that. Don't let those guys be your. Don't let Hop and don't let Mike Evans be your answer to the receiving problem or trying to find a number one receiver. I still feel like if you do that, if you bring in one of those two guys on a minimum, like a minimum deal, home discount, whatever the case may be, you still use your first round draft pick to draft a receiver and help bolster up this offense. That's what you do. You still do that because you still need that. You still need that. You still need that because what you got so far outside Tank Dell and Nico Collins ain't cut the mustard. It's really not. It's not cut the mustard. It's not giving you exactly what you need going forward, and it's not helping you out. It's not cutting it. You got to continue to move on. You got to continue to build so you put your quarterback in the right situation. You got to put yourself in that type of situation. I don't know about that. Like Will Levis has shown some. Will Levis has shown some things that I wasn't expecting. Like he looks like he's a better player that I expected. Like, cause as I sit back and think right now, this is like when it comes to the AFC South as a whole, and not just that, also like the NFL draft class, like Bryce Young was the number one draft pick. I feel like as it stands right now, Bryce Young is the fourth best quarterback to me. As it stands, I think CJ's the best quarterback in the draft. I think number 2 is Anthony Richardson. I think number 3 is Will Levis, and I think Bryce Young is 4th. We haven't seen what you call it did with Detroit. We don't know yet because he hasn't played. But that's what I feel. Then when you look at the AFC South, I feel the same way about Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence is the number 1 pick of the draft. I think Trevor Lawrence is the 4th best quarterback in this division. I think CJ is the best quarterback in this division. I think Anthony Richardson is the number 2 quarterback in this division. And I think that Will Levis is the 3rd best quarterback in this division. And I think Trevor Lawrence is the 4th best quarterback in this division. I think Will Levis, as it stands right now, I feel like Will Levis is better than Trevor Lawrence. As it stands right now and going forward, I think that Will Levis is better than Trevor Lawrence. Like, I do. I do. Like Levis actually sold me some. Levis has shown some things. Like Levis has shown some things in this game. Like okay, like I think that I think I think that if he had a better offensive coordinator than Tim Kelly and better offensive coordinator than Tim Kelly, I do think that he could possibly possibly improve and take hold of some things. And I think he's better than Trevor Lawrence. I think that C.J. Stroud is the best quarterback in this division. I think C.J. Stroud is a top 5 quarterback, honestly, in the league right now. Like I don't care what nobody say. I don't care that he's a rookie or what. I'm putting CJ as a top 5 quarterback in the league right now. Right now. Like Mahomes, I mean, I know Mahomes is having the down season, but like I've been saying before, Mahomes is chasing himself. Like Mahomes is in a competition against himself. Only person he compete with is Tom Brady. He when somebody gets 2 MVPs and 2 Super Bowl MVPs, then y'all come holler at me. I know, and like Lamar Jackson might get the MVP. I don't think Lamar Jackson is going to win the MVP, or at the very least is deserving of the MVP as it stands right now. But again, somebody gets 2 MVPs and 2 Super Bowl MVPs, come holler at me then. But until that happens, like I'm not putting, I'm putting Mahomes in the category by himself. So he's in one by himself. Then, like I've been saying, I think Joe Burrow, healthy, is the number 2 best quarterback in the league. Now, we talking about 3, 4, 5. Now you can put in Josh, Lamar, and CJ. Honestly. And I would take CJ over Josh and Lamar. Me personally. I think him and Burrow have a lot of similarities. I would take him over Burrow too, but I admit on that one. I admit me taking him over Burrow is more so preference with CJ. I just like CJ over Burrow. When it comes to like Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen, I can make actual cases that CJ is better than them. Like CJ obviously is a better thrower than Lamar Jackson. Again, Lamar Jackson is a better runner. But CJ is a better thrower. He's more accurate with the football. He's better from the pocket. Like all those different things. And the same thing with Josh Allen. Josh Allen got strong arm, but CJ arm is not a noodle. Like CJ arm can definitely push the ball down the field, push the football down the field. He's more careful with the football. He scans the defense. I feel like a little bit better. He doesn't make bonehead head scratching moves. Like it's sometimes I be watching the Buffalo Bills. I'm like, man, I'm glad I'm not a Bills fan. Because if I was a Bills fan, I'd be sitting up here just frustrated at some of the things that Josh Allen does. Like sometimes Josh Allen makes moves and makes plays, and I'd be sitting there scratching my head like, Josh, bro, what is you doing? So, I definitely would take CJ over. I take CJ over them. It's not because of a bias issue. I think I can make a legitimately case that he's better. So I can make a legitimate case that he's better. What am I about to say though about what you call it? So yeah, so I think that CJ is a top 5 quarterback in this league going forward. I think he's top 5 quarterback now. I think he's the top 5. I think he'll be top 5 quarterback going forward in the league. I mean, who else? I mean, we talk about what's his name? What's that boy name that played for the Chargers? Can't think of his name right now. What's his name? Justin Herbert. Couldn't think of Justin Herbert's name for nothing. Like Justin Herbert, no. Kyler Murray, no. Matt Stafford, no. Brock Purdy, no. Ravens don't have a quarterback. Denver don't have a quarterback now. If I go by division by division. So okay, the NFC South. So the Saints, Derek Carr, no. Panthers, which got no. Falcons, Desmond Ritter, no. Saints, Baker Mayfield, no. Uh, NFC East. Jalen Hurts, no. Washington don't have a quarterback, no. John's on quarterback, no. Dak, no. AFC East. Like I say, I take him over Lamar Jackson, take him over Deshaun, take him over Kenny Pickett. Me personally, take him over Joe Burrow, but that's like that's I ain't gonna lie, that's a bias. AFC East, take him over Josh Allen, take him over Tua. Patriots ain't got no quarterback. Jets ain't got no quarterback. Even with a 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers, I'm taking him over that. We're not talking about Aaron Rodgers in this prime. NFC North, Bears, no. Lions, no. Packers, no. Vikings, no. West, Seahawks, no. 49ers, Brock Purdy, no. Kyler Murray, Arizona, no. Rams, no. Chargers, no. Raiders don't have a quarterback. Broncos ain't got a quarterback. Like I said, Patrick Mahomes is in the league of his own. So yeah, then the AFC South, Jags, no. Colts, no. Titans, no. So yeah, so like I said, I put CJ in the top 5 quarterback. Like the only quarterback, Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow. And like I said, and me, I'm picking him over Joe Burrow. That's a personal bias. And like I said, then you have Josh Allen, and you got Lamar Jackson. I feel like round at the top 5, but I make a case for CJ over them too. I don't care this one year. Like I don't care. Me personally, I don't care. I don't care this one year. So I feel like CJ, like I said, he's a top 5 quarterback in this league, and I feel like he's a top, obviously the best quarterback in this division, followed by Anthony Richardson, followed by followed by Will Levis. And Trevor Lawrence, the worst quarterback. He's the 4th best quarterback in the division. And he was just 3 years ago was number one overall pick in the draft. And then all these guys are drafted after him. It wasn't like it's not like he got drafted into a situation that already he got drafted into a division that already had like a Deshaun Watson and Andrew Luck and and in like a Warren Moon or something like that. It wasn't like he got drafted to a situation and like yeah, he's the number one overall pick, but it was drafted right. It was drafted a division that got some heavy hitters at quarterbacks. That's not what happened. He got drafted and he got drafted to a division where it was Ryan Tannehill, uh, Davis Mills, and whoever the coach could find off the street to play quarterback. That's the situation he was drafted into. And then 2 years later, 2 years later, those other 3 teams, 2 of them feel like they found their franchise quarterback. I think the Titans still working on seeing if they got theirs, and now he's just the 4th best quarterback in the division. I feel like I don't know about that. I don't know about that. He could be. It could be because he's more polished than I give him credit. Well, I gave him credit for coming into the season. Honestly, I didn't think that he was that polished going coming into the season. He's more polished than I give him credit for. He's more polished than I give him credit for. Man, appreciate everybody that came through here today, man. Definitely appreciate the love. You ain't hit that like button already. Make sure you hit that like button now. Come on now. Come on now. Hit that like button. If you ain't hit the like button already, make sure you hit that like button. I know I did a stream the other day, and I know people been asking talking about it's not showing up. Something happened with my words, and like it doesn't match. It's like I'm not moving, and the word it's like glitching. I'm not moving, and the words are talking. Like you hear my voice, but I'm like froze, and then when it comes back, it's all off key. So it's very weird. It's a lot of also like freeze framing too. It's like very like kind of glitchy. That's why I tried to chop some of it up and try to post it. So I'm trying to get it fixed because I know people have been asking about it. So I'm trying to get it fixed. Because I don't know why is it showing up like that on YouTube. I don't know what it was why is it showing up there like that on YouTube. So I'm trying to see if I can find a way to get it fixed. I can post it back up there. But that's the reason why the last video ain't been up. Because normally after I do a live, the video posts. That one didn't get posted because when I tried to post it, it was glitching up. And it was up for a little minute, but it was still glitching, and it wasn't a good watch. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's just not a good watch. It's not. I know some of y'all might be listening to it. Y'all might not be. Y'all might just have your headphones on, your iPad, your iPods on, and y'all do what y'all do. Y'all driving, y'all cleaning, y'all cooking, whatever. Y'all just listening to me, and that's cool. But like for people who do want to watch it, it's not a good watch. It's just not. It's not a good watch. So I'm trying to find a way to get it fixed, but that's the reason why I ain't been up. Again, Houston Texans versus Tennessee Titans. Saw Sports. We gonna be in the building. Me, Honcho, Wise, Hector, Tenny, Swisher. We gonna be in the building. There's some other people too from the Discord. We gonna be in the building. So make sure y'all pull up, and when y'all see us, make sure y'all shout us out, man. Come on now, come on. When y'all see us up in there, make sure y'all shout us out. Y'all better be up in the building, man. Last regular season home game. So we gotta be up there. We gotta be up there, be loud. We gotta show up and show out. We gotta be loud and get ready for this game, bro. We gotta get loud and ready for this game. Because the Texans win these last two games, they in. You win, you win. And hey, the Jacksonville Jaguars slip up and stumble, fumble their bag. We talk about hosting the game at NRG Stadium, dog. So y'all gotta pull up. Y'all definitely gotta pull up, man. You definitely gotta pull up. Again, we still on the race to get the 6,000 subscribers. You know what that means. I need you to tell a friend, and tell a friend, and tell a friend, tell another friend, so you can tell some more friends, so they can tell some friends and put more game with the channel. Definitely really appreciate that. So make sure y'all tell some people about the channel, get the subscribers so we get the subscribers up to 6,000 subscribers so we get this channel growing and growing and growing. Really appreciate that. Still on the race to get the 6,000 subscribers, so know what I need y'all to do. I need y'all to like, share, subscribe. I see more people that jumped up in here, but the likes ain't going up. Make sure you hit that like button now. Before we go, before we leave, before we jump out, jump in, jump out, introduce yourself. Hit that like button. Hit the like button. Don't play. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? Hit the like button. Let's get this thing going, and let's get the Houston Texans into the playoffs, and let's get to the Tennessee Titan game. Like, share, subscribe, comment below, click that bell, get more videos. Holla.